I guess you can start the stream. Okay, everyone. Welcome to the Beige book. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director of 10-Minute Trades. Please remember all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. It is possible to lose money trading futures. Okay. Okay. Beige book. All right. This is tough. Beige book. Um, I, I, I think there's going to be a move today. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't. I was hoping I would have a range that would work, but I really don't. We had a range that just isn't working well enough, in my opinion, with the testing. And part of the problem is there hasn't been enough reports to test. That's the real issue because this is not a monthly report. It's 8 times a year, and that's part of the problem. So I'm going to approach this 2 ways, I believe. That's what I'm thinking anyway. The double approach. I'm only watching gold. I'm not planning on trading gold on this report. I think it's possible there could be some gold activity on this report. It's definitely possible. I'm going to set up a secondary trade. My main trade's just going to be a breakout trade at 2 o'clock with a decent sized bracket. If there's a big move, then I'll have a nice trade and I'll get filled and make a profit. That's what I think is a good probability on this report. It's also a probability. That's my main trade. And then I'm going to set up a secondary trade similar to a scalp of the open or the close or just an NQ scalp trade. And I'll use tick strike to help me if there's, because I think it all just comes down to the fact that there could be a move after the news, a couple of minutes after the news. So that's why I'm thinking what I'm thinking. I think gold's going to this is the time now for gold to do its magnet. It's, before a major Fed report. That kind of makes sense, right? I think gold is doing it. Hang on. This is not my day, folks. If you've ever had that kind of a day, this is not it for me. Come on. Every key press I make is the wrong one. Everyone. So it's too late, okay? It's too late. It's a 7-tick test. I was going to go long on gold. It's just, I'm not doing it now. It's too late. The move's done. The move's done. So just watch it, see what happens. I think it's going to probably go through the high a day, but I wasn't planning on trading gold on this report. So it is what it is. I have to deal with what I have to deal with. Sorry. But it's aggravating, to say the least. Because it's only 5 ticks away. See, there's the test. It could hit it and pull back. Okay, it may not go through. So it was a little bit close. It was doing it in the previous trade room, in the bond room. It was over here when we got into the room and in here. And it pulled back. It pulled back just as we got here. I just didn't have time to put it together. So, sorry. I'm getting all these weird texts from people I don't even know. All right, so let me set up that secondary trade. There's all these new fake text that spammers are doing. They make believe like they know you and they use a wrong name. And those are all scammers, if you know what I mean. Like someone will say, "Hey, John, how you doing? I know it's been a while." And those are not real people. They are, but they're scamming. So let me see if I can find a template that I want to deal with the NQ. I believe that I can. So bear with me for a second. NQ close, I think my 3 NQ scalp. Here we go. So my scalp on the NQ is going to be a range. Excuse me. I'm really sorry. My throat for the past month has been horrible. Now, no, you know what? I'll do 1 bar is fine. I'll do the normal range that we always do. 1 bar, one tick above the range, 1 tick below the range, 1 click bar look back. And then I have a target of 15. I think I'll leave it at 15 and 30. And I've got a target of 15 and 30 on my scalp with a stop of 50. I'm not jumping into a second trade. It's going to have to be really overwhelmingly convincing, but I just want to have it there so that I have a setup that if it really looks convincing that I have an opportunity to take a trade. Okay. So I'm not saying that I'm definitely doing it or anything, but I'm interested if there's a strong opportunity. I think there will be a gold opportunity on this report. That's what I think. But I don't have a setup for it. I mean, we've never tested gold on this report, and it hasn't been look. This is a non-DMM report. Okay, this is a non-DMM report. So I'll put the after trade on after the news comes out. Okay, my main trade is going to be a breakout. I think, and I'm saying I think because I'm always honest in this room. The testing was really complicated on Beige Book. There wasn't a setup that explodes in my face saying this is the way to do it. Do the Beige Book. Okay, there just wasn't an explosion of a setup. So I'm going to use targets of 15 and 30 and 50. That's what I think I'm going to do. 3 positions. If my second target gets hit, I'm going to move my stop to break even plus 10. And my entry time is going to be 1400. And because I have uncertainty about my trade and my setup, I always reserve the right to cancel. Okay, that's how I'm doing it. Bracket is 16. It might be too big a bracket for this report. I don't think so. However, I don't think so. Let me check. Let me test the bracket and see what it looks like. The bracket is going to be 1400, 1400 on the activation time. Let me test my brackets by making that 0. Sorry. Put my charts on sim. Test my bracket. I want to see what it looks like, how the bracket looks. Whoops, my mistake. I'm like tired today. I'm definitely tired. Hold on. Oh, I'm an idiot. So hang on. I got to fix my mess. Let me fix my mess. My squeeze play is 1530, fine. My squeeze play is fine. Let me fix that. I'm screwing around with the wrong strategy. And the reason I got confused is my label is stupid. So let me fix it. Okay, bear with me, folks. Bear with me. So my squeeze, one tick above, one tick below, one bar look back, like always, two positions, 15 and 30. I will move that second target if I need to. That's my after trade. That's my after trade. Okay. Squeeze play, we don't need a time. So that trade is ready to go when I click squeeze. Okay, there's my buttons. My breakout, I want to test the bracket. I'm doing a bracket of 16. It might be big, but that's what I want to see. 3 positions. And I may go to just 2 positions. It might just be too risky. My stop's going to be 35. And my entry time is, I want to just test the brackets before we do anything. So let's do that. Okay. The bracket might be too small. It might, I mean, the market might just be too darn volatile, It may be that the only trade to take on this might be after the report. That's possible. Okay. So just be aware, I'm not married to my breakout setup because the concern is the market's very volatile right now. It's very volatile. I'm not sure the market, I don't think a 16 tick bracket, I think the bracket's way too small. It's too small. So let me make the bracket at least 20. And look, the worst that happens is you get a dull trade, you don't get filled, and you can get out. I'm not that comfortable with the bracket. So we're going to watch, we're going to see if we think it's safe. Also, because there's so much movement in this market, I think that my squeeze setup is too small. I think we should probably go for 20 ticks at least on the first target and 45 on the second. I'm going to stay with a 50-ish stop. It's a pretty big stop because I'm trading full size. Okay. So I'm going to be conservative. I might, what, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I won't even trade. I want to see the market calm down before my breakout trade. Okay. I want to see the market calm down before the breakout trade. Not worried about the squeeze setup because the squeeze setup, you don't have to take the trade, right? Right. Let me record this. This is a challenging day. Um, it's just a lot going on. It's a lot going on. And I'm very distracted about Tesla. And looking at Tesla, I did a little bit of looking when we got out of the last room. Tesla, I don't know that we're ready to do Tesla yet. We don't have enough back testing. Or put it this way, it has to be careful. So Beige book might definitely be better as a secondary trade. It might be best. Just wait for the news, wait a minute, and take a signal. Or as Colin would say, take a knee. We'll take a knee at the time of the trade. Take a signal. So that's what I'm leaning because if the market's moving the way it's moving right now, I'm not even going to put the breakout on because I don't think it's safe. I don't think the bracket is big enough. And it's not a big enough mover of a trade normally to have a 50 tick bracket, if you follow me. I think given all the uncertainty, trading 3 contracts full size is not wise. So I'll trade 2. Because we're dealing with risk. And let me think about how I want to handle my stop. See, it could fill the first target and reverse, right? Could fill the first target and reverse. I think maybe my first, going to go for 19 ticks on my first, 45 on my second. I'm just not thrilled about my breakout. That's the truth. I'm not thrilled with it. I do want the stop to move though. So I'll move the stop to break even -8 if I hit my first target. That would still leave me in profit. And I think everybody understands the challenges, right? You understand the challenges? Pastor, please send me an email. Let me tell you where to send an email, please. Help at 10minutetrades.com, Pastor, please. So streaming, if you all good, a couple of you all gave us some likes, hit the like button. Thank you. So the issue is whether or not the NQ is safe to put a breakout trade on. I don't, I'm really feeling it's not. because we're getting very large price movement right now. It's very large price movement. So I think everybody probably agrees with me. There's no harm in waiting for a secondary trade. There's absolutely no harm at all. And I'm going to use tick strike to help me. And if I'm not comfortable taking a trade, I won't. Okay. Unfortunately, Beige book, um, we don't trade it enough. It's not a report that I'm like so comfortable with because I've had so many different setups for it also. So, because here's the thing, I think a range trade is a better setup, but there haven't been enough beige books with these types of markets to figure out the range. So, Andrew, the breakout, I think the market might be a little bit too volatile for it, but I'm using a 20 tick bracket, 20 tick bracket, and I've got two positions. My first target is 19 ticks. My second target is 45. My stop is 35. It's probably not big enough, but again, um, it is what it is right now. I'm not leaning towards taking the breakout because of the volatility. The target one stop move, if I take it and it hits my first target, I'll move my stop to break even -8. And the entry time, Jesus, I'm really not on my best game today. 14, okay, 1400, 2 o'clock is my activation time. 1400. Okay. Does that help, Andrew? I didn't confuse you. Okay. Let's check our time sync. If the NQ would calm down, I'd be willing to take a risk on a breakout. It's not that I'm afraid of it, but I don't want to put a breakout on if the market is dropping in chunks. You know what I mean? Like we've seen before. I don't want to trade if it's moving in huge chunks because that'll just fill us before the report. Now, maybe it's calming down now. As it gets closer and closer, it will calm down. And we can treat it like an earnings trade also. And that's another possible way to do this. Could put a bracket of 40 on, treat it like an earnings trade, and just manipulate the orders and see if we get pulled in. That's not unreasonable. It's not an unreasonable way to do it. So what am I watching? So I'm watching the net change display because that gives me somewhat of an idea how much each tick is moving. Is it moving one tick at a time? No. Is it moving points at a time? A little bit. It is. So I want to be sure if I put on a breakout, I want to survive until the news comes out. That's my concern, obviously. That's the concern. just haven't had enough experience with this report. And, just based on this volatility, check my breakout setup one more time. It's a 20 tick bracket, one position for 19 ticks, one for 45, stop of 35. It's moving to break even -8 if it hits my first target. And then the activation time, let's triple check that. 1400 hours. Okay. So I can put the trade on. But the question is, I don't want to get filled before there's a move. That's what I want to avoid. So this is tough. I'm uncertain. I'm uncertain if the news, will it be on time or not? 20 bracket is pretty big. The price is moving 142.7, six tick moves. It's moving in roughly 6 ticks at a time per second, it looks like. So I'm putting a bracket of 25, okay? I may take the shot. I think it's going to be on time. Right now I have it on. I think it's going to come out quick. That's what I think. So I'm kind of treating it like an earnings play. If it doesn't fill me, I'm okay with that. So it's out, and it's not exploding at all. So I'm going to pass, you guys. If it was, it's out. The news is out. Let's wait and see if there's any signals. It's not a great breakout, okay? It's not a great breakout. It may just be a trade that I'm going to pass on because I'm so uncomfortable. I'm so uncomfortable. It didn't explode at all, okay? It didn't explode at all. I really thought that it would. So it may just, look, it had very big moves before the report. It may move now, but I think it might be wise to just see. They're saying some positive stuff right now. I can hear it. I mean, it's all completely out, and it's, there may be a move, but this is not the beige book I was looking to trade. See, that's a move. That's a move. Now, I'm just not comfortable taking an 8. I think the possibility of chop on this report, I'm not comfortable. That's my problem. It's my problem. Because they're saying negative and positive things at the same time. They're being very negative in the commentary right now. Even gold is not huge. See, I was expecting burst. I was expecting big bursts. So, see, now you're getting now. See if maybe we would have had even a range. We wouldn't have had a range this long. Now maybe it'll go test the PP, if you know what I mean. It might, it might. And then look at that. He had a nice move down and and a change. I'm gonna pass, folks. Maybe it's coming short. Maybe it's coming short. Yep, I think it's a short. I think it's a short. That was maybe. Now look, if I would have taken that, it reversed right off of it. Right off of it. I'm feeling pretty challenged on this. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass. It's so hard not to trade. We all get here, we come here, we get ready, and I feel like I'm not doing my job if I don't trade. But sometimes it doesn't do what I wanted it to do. And it's really not what I wanted it to do. That one candle, if I would have gotten in here, let's say I would have gotten in, maybe I would have survived at 10, 40 ticks, 50. I didn't only had a 50 tick stop. I might have survived the change depending where I got in. Depending where I got in. So a lot of worry for nothing. A lot of worry for nothing. I guess I'm going to pass you all. I'm going to pass. Let me go work. Let me see if there's anything to do with Tesla, or if we may just have to miss Tesla. That's just the way it is. Which it's not the end of the world. We still have a lot of good earnings trades set up. So yeah, beige book. It's not really doing what I thought it would do. It might still have a significant move before the end of the day, but I'm just not sure it's being caused by Beige book now. At this point, it's 5 minutes. The whole report is out. We're almost at the price level where we were when we started looking. So I think we're doing the right thing by taking a pass. I'll take that pass. All right. Okay. Keep an eye on your email. If I can get Tesla straightened away, then maybe we will have a Tesla room. Maybe we'll have a Tesla room and not trade and trade test, testing it just for informational. So keep an eye on your email for a 3:30 trade room or something. Okay. So I'll see everybody. If not later, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, folks. Take care. Everybody on YouTube. Hey, Chantal, did you shut it yet? Don't shut it yet on YouTube. Sometimes you don't trade. Let me give them our offer if I can. I'd like to give everybody on YouTube an offer to join our trade room. We do it every stream. Sometimes you don't want to trade. It's a good way to stay safe. www.jointhetraderoom.com. Everything is not delayed. Okay. It's not always delayed. And we'd love for you to join our trade room, www.jointhetraderoom.com. Thanks for coming, everybody. Hit that like button on your way out, and I'll see everybody tomorrow. Thanks, folks.